Hello guys, so in today's video we are going to be taking a look at how to deploy a simple HTML plain website to the internet using Docker. So this video is going to be different parts. The first part that I am going to be doing is going to be actually building this website. Based on the cover template that's available on Bootstrap, on the Bootstrap website. And then what we are going to be doing is actually just building this into a Docker image, and after we are going to put this whole project with the Docker image into a server, and we are going to be deploying it so that it can be accessed from the internet. And be aware that for you to be able to access it from the internet, you are going to be needing a static IP, and you can achieve that in various ways. And the way that I'm going to use is actually the SSH tunnel or river proxy that I already showed how to set up in my in other video in my channel. But yeah, so enjoy how I build this website, and I will see you later. Now that we've got our website built, and as you can see here, this is the result, so that's great. And it's of course it's a simple website, just for reference, I don't use a surface but yeah, this will be enough for the video. The idea is that you build your own website. So for instance, this is the deploy method that I use for my personal website, and maybe in a later tutorial I will also show, because it's a good idea to maintain the images in something like the Docker registry for the container registry for GitHub or the Docker Hub or other platforms, just so it's easier to pull images from other computers. But for the time being, what I'm going to do is to copy this directory, and this directory only contains the files that I need for the website that I built. And what I'm going to do is to copy it via SSH into my Raspberry Pi. That is actually I'm actually using it as my server. So let me do here. Okay, so now if we head over to this server, that is my Raspberry Pi actually, so we should be able to see here my Docker deploy, and here as you can see I've got my files now ready to deploy, and actually yeah, you could see this or using just a file server over the network, but as the idea is going to be able to view it from the internet, we are going to build it so that actually we can see it from a port of our server, and then we will forward that port to a public server, because keep in mind that this Raspberry Pi is in a local network, so you can't it can't be accessed out of this home. So the image that we are going to use for this is the Docker the HTTPD image, and this is like the Apache server, and it's a really famous or popular image. As you can see, it has 1 billion plus downloads. So the first thing that we are going to want to do is to of course you need to have Docker installed, and although we are not going to use it for other tutorials, I suggest that you install also the Docker Compose package, and you can see how to set up that in your operating system. In Windows, I know that it's a little bit more complicated, so I suggest Linux, but yeah, at the end of the day, if it works for you on your operating system, that's what you need. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull this image. So depending on your network speed, but this should be quite fast. And what we are going to do is really simple. I know that this document can look overwhelming, but what we are going to do is just follow these first two steps that are printed here. So so actually we need to go into the directory, and that's Docker deploy, and we need to create a file called Dockerfile here, and this goes without an extension. And let's say from HTTPD, let's just copy what's there and then say copy, and let's say this to USR local Apache to htdocs, and yeah, and then let's say sudo docker build -g my sample website, let's say okay. So actually now let's see, I don't have this 8080 port available, but what I'm going to do is just run it on another DIT, and let's not do the DIT, let's say let's name this an easy thing, because afterwards you will need to stop it, and if you don't name it now, you will have a really strange name there. So let's name this my testing website, and then let's specify the 8085-80, and then let's say my sample website, and say sudo here, and yeah, now let's go here, let's see if that port wants to open. Okay, yeah, but I'm not getting my output here, so let's just say docker deploy, or let's say cover/cover. Okay, so yeah, actually, as we imported a file structure like the directories, you need to go to /cover/, but yeah, you can easily fix that changing the configuration on Apache, and I'm not going to do that because I don't like Apache very much, and it's a bit messy. I suggest using Caddy as a file server, but yeah, for this one it's easier to do this just this way. And in the next part of the video, what we are going to do is to actually forward this 8085 port on my local machine to my server that is available to reach from that can be reached from the internet, as you can see. And I'm just going to make a quick forward and then a configuration to use a subdomain, and I don't believe that you need to see that because that's on the panel of the VPS provider that you are using or whatever, and it will vary between VPS providers. So yeah, I will see you when I have done that configuration and I have the finished result. Okay, so here just a quick wrap up. As you can see, now you can access this from the internet with this URL, but actually probably when I post this video I already have taken down this project, because there's no point on keeping this sample website here up and running. But yeah, this comes to show that you can easily deploy a website using Docker within some minutes. And actually I have to make a video on some Docker registries or container registries, such as Docker Hub or the GitHub system, that is also quite good, so that you can access your images from anywhere and not just from your local machine or local server where you deploy them, because there would be a simpler mechanism to do this if we just uploaded the Docker image that we built to a container registry. Then what we could do is to download that or pull that Docker image from this server, so from my internet accessible server, and then deploy it from there or from anywhere else. So yeah, that also gives you a lot of portability, so expect a video on that. And yeah, I hope you like this video. I hope it was entertaining and you learned something new, and see you in another one.